Hi, you are watching SightsIn Plus and this is Romesh Shrivastava. Please do subscribe the channel for the HR news, for HR updates and conversation that often see each other. Today we are going to discuss about the business and HR challenges in auto industry. And we are privileged to have Mr. Anadi Sinha. He's a director, Group Corporate Affairs at Minda. Welcome, Mr. Anadi.
Thank you, Ramesh. Thank you very much.
Mr. Nadi, to my little understanding, the COVID made a huge dent on the auto industry, and I think the recovery started last year in 2022. So, how do you see how it is currently going on the auto industry, and what are the business challenges with the industry as of now?
Ramesh, 2020, we all faced the COVID pandemic, and that has been a very negative impact across the industry. Auto component and automotive industry was also part of the same. For many months, we were not able to open our factories. It was completely shut down. But we learned a lot from the COVID, and many things we started during COVID, which become the best practices for future and coming generation.
So when the recovery started in 2022, so I think the export was less a little for the auto industry, around zero point 0.7 million vehicles that were only exported. The prices also continued to rise in 2022, maybe also for the two-wheeler vehicles and long waiting, especially for the SUV cars or so. How do you see the situation right now in 2023? Is there any improvement in these other
Sir,
points?
you are very right. For few months, a year plus, approximate 2 years, auto component industry and auto industry was not doing well. But then we started the fast recovery phase, and you won't believe, auto component industry reported the highest turnover in FY23. Means year closing March 23 was the highest turnover till date, and it was the double-digit growth for the fiscal year. So, which was a really remarkable recovery for the auto component and automotive sector.
I'm supporting your statement. There is also a report by the PTI, and according
Yeah.
to this report, India's automotive industry is supposed to rank third in the world by 2030. So it means there is a growth, good growth is in auto industry as of now. How do you see this from pandemic to this growth into the auto industry?
You are very right, sir. You have taken the words from my mouth. And we all are very clear that by 2030, we will be the third largest automotive and auto component manufacturers across the globe. And for aftermarket, we have been growing at 15%. And this OEM also, we have been growing in the double digits. And this is the one of the sales growth for the many years. We reached double digit growth, and we continue to achieve this double digit for and also we are looking at growth up to 33% over 21-22 to 22-23, which is very high.
So I can say simultaneously, as we are expecting, the third rank in economy by 2030,
Yeah.
by 2030. So similarly, in the auto industry, we will have the
Yeah.
third rank in world in 20, by
Yeah.
2030 or 2029 or so.
Mhm.
I think the government has also taken an initiative last year, and that is kind of champion OEM incentive scheme that is under the PLI scheme for the
Yeah.
automobile and auto component industry in India. So, how do you see the impact? I think it was taken in this 23-24 financial year, this current financial year, and 6 months are done almost. How do you see the results?
Ramesh ji, this was a very nice scheme to boost the domestic production and localization of all import contents. And so far, 103 components from the auto component is recognized and designed, declared as advanced technology products. And there are 64, 65 companies we fall into this array. And this is the first year when we started the testing of our component and certification of our component. The speed for first year is still catching up, and September, the very limited companies, including us, have been able to get certified our products and apply for the scheme. But we do hope that the second half of this year onward, this will be a very, very fast implementation and adoption of this scheme, the Auto PLI scheme. We do hope it will help the localization and import substitution and bringing the new technology for advanced technology products in India.
Right, right, Anadi sir. Actually, I think you have taken all the important points what about the growth in this industry, the auto industry. I think there is also shift. Auto companies are also shifting and their focus on electric vehicle, and that is how do you see this disruption in the auto industry? How do you see it is going to change or
It's
impact
not
the growth
a
of this industry?
disruption, Romeshji. It's the growth and development and adoption of new technology, greener fuel, and the climate-related issues to take care of the climate-related issues. Yes, you are right. We were not expecting such a fast change from IC engine to electric mobility so fast, and it has taken up very, very fast. Nitin Gadkari ji, in one interview, he mentioned that by 2025, we will have a sufficient number of EVs running. But year is different, but yes, by 2030, we will be very high on the EV penetration. Is two-wheeler and four-wheeler both for the passenger vehicles, not for the commercial vehicles. It will be the passenger vehicles, four-wheelers and two-wheelers. And industry is geared up with the support of PLI also. Most of the component which is covered under PLI scheme is part of the electric vehicle components also.
These are basically you are a job professional and turned to business leader. So how do you see this journey? First, I would like to know from you, and then I would like to know what are the HR challenges as of now with the auto industry.
Really, it was a very tough call when after 33 years in hardcore HR and IR, I moved to business. And initially, I thought whether I will be able to do justice or will fail. Very honest. It was for a few months, sleepless nights, but then I started working on the direction and no regret. I enjoyed this role much better than what I used to enjoy for my HR role. Why? Because in business role and the operations and the corporate affairs world, you directly support and contribute to the business, top line and bottom line both, where you give the tangible benefits to the organization. While in HR, we were more as a business partner, but not a tangible benefit. Without human resource, business cannot run, but it's difficult to ascertain the contribution done by the HR professional. Here, contribution is very, very obvious. It's a financial. It can be defined in the financial terms also.
I would like to congratulate you on this journey, and you have set many precedents, I think. And now, if you can help us to understand what are the HR challenges as of now with the auto industry.
You mentioned little while ago about the EV transition. This is one of the challenge because our mindset, our technology, our skills were so far focused on the IC engine, diesel and petroleum, gasoline engines. Now we need a lot of people who understand the electronics, who understand the embedded software in this automobile, who understand the high tech, the IoT sensor controllers, which were being used, but not in that level which we need for the EV industry. Uh, Another interesting fact, the auto industry in India is growing very strongly. PV is at the all-time high sales. Commercial vehicle and commercial construction equipments are boosted by positive economic growth sentiment, and light commercial vehicle is also growing fast due to e-commerce demand, which we never anticipated that e-commerce will look for so many LCVs and two-wheelers. Two-wheeler has low growth, but last month only it has grown very well. September closing was very nice for two-wheeler also, but the price realization per unit is very healthy in two-wheeler. Exports also in two-wheelers are very healthy. There were some hit in foreign demands, but still very healthy for the export for two-wheelers. If you have, I have to explain the key business challenges, the coexistence of multiple powertrains, which is the EV related issue. IC engine, we know ki it's a 100 cc, 125 cc, 500 cc, 450 cc, 1000 cc, 2000 cc. And all those things were very, very routinely managed, and we were able to take care of all those things. But this in multiple powertrains, every EV producer wants something different in powertrain, which is not commonly used by all. So there's the homologation problem and issue of the multiple powertrains. Impact of unseasonal rains on rural segment, because the unseasonal rains, flood and drought hit our rural segment buying, and which hits our the demand supply issues also. You mentioned earlier the commodity price. Commodity price variation is very, very high, and it's volatile due to regional conflict across the globe. There is a recent regional conflict. Again, it will impact the electronics and technology related products in our country also. Then the last but not least is the manpower, because we currently employ around 20 million people across all sectors in the auto component and automobile, which will grow at least very high single digit, 9% plus minus. So we will need equally 2 million people additional every year basis, means 20 lakh additional manpower, and trained manpower, which is especially focused on the EV related components production, vehicle production and sales and service for all those things.
So what I understand that green skill, that is the challenge for the auto industry. They need to upskill their existing employees for the green skills, and
Yeah,
maybe to find out also the new talent into this. So
yeah,
how do you see, because there's growth in this market, auto industry, and
yeah.
there's also some motivation from the government side. The government is also putting effort, maybe with the PLI scheme. So there are a lot of schemes are there. How do you see the job market in 2024 in auto industry?
Just now to share that the workforce will grow by high single digit percentage, means somewhere 7.5 to 9.5 percentage. The accumulated growth or CAGR for the workforce requirement will be there. Upskilling will be the key differentiator among top performing employees, because de-skilling, reskilling, upskilling is the game of the auto component industry and automotive industry for coming few years. We don't foresee any high attrition, because the market is settled and the attrition rate will be low, which 2 years back attrition rate across the industry, including auto component, was very high. But we don't think this will be the limiting factor for us. But yes, high demand, upskilling, reskilling will be the real challenge for us. And we expect it will be high single digit demand for the skilled manpower.
So attrition, I'm supposed to ask, but you already covered the attrition part, and I
Yeah.
think we have tried to cover all the challenges related to the auto industry. Anything else would like to share which we did not touch here, and that is important?
Another things which is in India we have very limited R&D capacity, and we need to build our R&D capacities, especially the EV and related automobile sector, instead of copy paste from the overseas and the technology partners. We should build our own R&D capacity, invest more on in R&D, and focus more on R&D than only for the operations like manufacturing. We should focus on the R&D also. This is one of the future game changer. One more thing I would like to highlight.
Yeah,
We
please.
need to
Yeah, please.
improve our road quality, very rapid and fast highway construction, and government should incentivize and promote the positive economic outlooks. Only then auto industry and auto component industry will grow in the desired and conducive manner.
I think we tried to discuss the subject and justify this what the challenges are there in auto industry. Thank you so much, Anadi sir, for joining the conversation and being the part of this.